Is over. Camelot, Lerner and Lowe's classic, finally back here in the Duke City, folks. And last month we held our auditions to help the Broadway touring company of Camelot find local boys to perform live at Popejoy Hall with the cast. Well, the tour is in town. The boys are ready to take the stage, so we're taking a look back at their journey in becoming Tom of Warwick. Take a look. Last month, Two Casa Style and Popejoy Hall teamed up to find the next Tom of Warwick to perform in the Broadway touring company of Camelot. And the first step was the open call at Coronado Shopping Center. From the line of auditioners, the top 10 were selected and then cut down to the top 5. All right, joining us now, guys, the top 5. Then it was time to send the top 5 auditions to the casting director in New York, and they selected their 2 Tom of Warwicks who would share the role, both Leo and Alex.
We were driving home from my school and my mom pulled over and she got the call.
Well, we were at home and I was reading a book when my mom called out, "You got the part," and I was like, yeah.
But this was not going to be just fun and games. There's a lot of work that goes into a touring show, and the boys were treated just like the cast.
They have a pretty rigorous process when they get on site here. They not only have to get here about 30 to 40 minutes before the company arrives, they have to go over their lines with the stage manager. They go on a tour of the backstage area with me. I give them the very quick rules of the theater and backstage etiquette. Then they run their lines with the stage manager, then they meet the company, then they come upstairs to their dressing room and get fitted for their wardrobe pieces. Then they go back downstairs, get their mics on, they do their sound check with the head audio guy, and then they have a rehearsal with King Arthur himself.
After the boys were all ready for their Popejoy debut, it was time to take the stage with Arthur himself. All right, well, joining us now are our 2 Tom of Warwicks, Leo Tyroler and Alex Wagenman, along with the star of Camelot, King Arthur, played by Adam Graybow. All right, actors, thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
I know it's early for theater actors, so I appreciate you being here. So, he says the touring actor right here. All right, so first up, guys, how does it feel? You got the part.
Congratulations.
So, Leo, you took the stage last night, the opening night.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was fun.
Yeah, nerve-wracking, scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always is on the first one.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're taking the stage tonight, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, you excited?
Yeah.
Yeah, very thrilled. So very cool stuff. So first of all, we got to ask Adam. You're touring this show. How long have you been playing King Arthur in this show?
Since September of
September.
last year. It's about a 10-month tour total. We're playing through the end of June.
Okay. So what is it like every time you hit a new city, you introduce a new Tom of Warwick?
It's actually kind of a blessing as an actor. When you're touring with a show like this, the schedule can be rough. Sometimes the show can sort of take a back seat to what's going on in your personal life.
Sure.
And there's always the danger of, particularly in a role this size, of getting a little stale.
Yeah.
Of falling into patterns and whatever, and the show suffers when that happens. So it's actually really great when you have a new actor almost every night to work opposite, because there's little things that are going to be different.
Yeah.
Every young man is going to have a different take on the role, and it's really refreshing. Keeps me on my toes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
So moving forward, how physically demanding is the show on you?
This one's actually not that bad physically. There's not a lot of heavy dancing or anything like that. It's actually more of an emotional toll that this one takes. It's quite a journey. This character, it's King Arthur. I mean, and he was a peasant boy who had the throne almost accidentally, thrust upon him, and and never quite really knows what he's doing as the king. But he just has this beautiful dream that he's trying to make fly, but the world isn't ready for it. So it's actually not a happy ending.
Yeah.
It's actually very
It really
tragic
is,
story.
yeah, and it, honestly, it's funny because the music, the Lerner and Lowe music, a lot of it, the lusty month of May, it's very big,
Absolutely.
but it's a dark story.
Well, you got to give the audience
Really
something.
dark story.
I mean,
Yeah.
you don't want them leaving depressed. But what we've done with this production that I actually really love, and why I was on board with it, because it's Camelot. It's a '60s musical that a lot of people think might be a little dated. We've tried to sort of refresh it, reimagine a few things, and bring it, a new production to today's audiences. And we've really just tried to inform the central theme of the show, which is just the Camelot ideal, which is hope. We don't want people leaving necessarily happy. We want them leaving inspired. Because the theme of the show is that, you know, there is a better world, and we can create it.
Be part of it.
Yeah, and it's out there, and we haven't quite figured it out yet, but we can do it.
But we're trying. That's great. So, guys, so far, I mean, I know it's been kind of a whirlwind for you, going through the auditions, getting cast. You were fitted. You did the rehearsal with Adam. What has been your favorite part so far?
Being on stage.
Nice.
Get in front of the audience.
How did it go last night?
It went pretty well.
Yeah.
Very well.
Yes. So let me ask you, Leo, and you're going to find this out tonight, Alex. So when you get on the stage, you got those bright lights under you. Sometimes you can't really see the audience, right? You maybe see the first few rows, and then it just kind of disappears into darkness. Did you get nervous at all seeing those people, or did you just kind of tune it out?
Yeah.
And you were on stage with King Arthur?
I was more nervous before I went on, and then
Your rehearsal took over?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so Alex, tonight, the big night for you, what are you looking forward to most? Is there one particular moment in the script that you're excited about now having gone through the rehearsal and knowing what you're going to do on stage?
Probably the best part that I'm looking forward to is being knighted.
Being knighted.
That's got to be, that's up there on
Yeah.
everyone's list.
It's got to be pretty. He's being knighted by King Arthur.
By the king, no less.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, Adam, obviously, you know, you working as a professional actor, you've got the next generation sitting next to you. If you could impart to them some advice on their journey to be actors, what would it be at their age? What would you give them?
I would say there's really only one key to acting and being true to yourself as an actor, and that's just never lose sight of the truth. And that's not just in your performance, but in who you actually are as a person. What makes a good actor is not, you know, being attractive or, you know, being skilled in one particular thing. I mean, those don't hurt. But in the end of the day, great performances come from real people. And you just have to be able to be true to not just the character, but to yourself. Know who you are, know what you're good at, know the characters you can play, and just work that
Nicely said.
for all that it's worth, and you will give great performances.
Yeah, absolutely. Great advice from King Arthur there. All right, guys, so again, Camelot running this weekend at Pope Joy Hall. Head over to unmtickets.com if you want to get your tickets, and we, of course, will have links to that at casa.com. Break legs, guys.
Yeah.
Break